Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, bringing baby boomers proven strategies and innovative products for getting fit, staying fit, so you can live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Here's your host, best-selling author and fitness advocate, Phil Ferris.
Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio. My guest today is Lisa Dougherty, CEO of Medical Fitness Network and President of Medical Fitness Foundation. Lisa graduated from the University of California, Irvine's Fitness Instructor program and went on to get her certified personal trainer and health coach certifications through the American Council on Exercise. She has many specialty certifications to work with those with medical conditions, post-surgical rehab, as well as pre- and postpartum fitness. Lisa founded Whole Body Fitness in 1999 and has helped many people of all ages. Lisa provided volunteer service as the president of the OC Nutrition and Fitness Council, a nonprofit organization overseeing the organization's mission and monitoring nutrition programs at the schools in Orange County. Lisa has been recognized many times as a fitness leader in the fitness industry, among them Personal Fitness Professional Magazine naming her a Trainer of the Year finalist in 2016 and a finalist for the 2015 Trailblazer Award. She also was a finalist in 2016 for the White House Champion of Change. As impressive as these accomplishments sound, the projects Lisa is working on now promise to be a real game changer in the medical fitness arena. Thank you, Lisa, for being with us on the show today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Phil. I'm glad to be here.
That's great. Well, to begin with, can you tell us a little bit about the Medical Fitness Network and the people you serve?
Sure. It was founded about 5 years ago by myself and two doctors from University of California, Irvine, where I went to college many years ago. And we founded this registry in order to serve the aging population and have them be able to locate qualified and educated fitness and allied healthcare professionals around the nation that have done some type of coursework in prevention, treatment, rehabilitation of medical conditions and chronic diseases. And we also serve the families that have autistic children, postpartum fitness. So really all ages from, youth to, 90 is who we're serving.
Okay. And what are some of the biggest challenges this population, even though it's diverse, they have some common elements. What are some of the biggest challenges that they face, and how does Medical Fitness Network help them?
Sure. That's a great question. Our aging population, unfortunately, a lot of people are pre-diabetic. We definitely have an obesity epidemic in the United States. And, with lifestyle factors, people are more sedentary, eat more fast food, and we're seeing a lot more chronic disease and medical conditions, as we age. The baby boomer population is the largest segment of our nation. And according to the CDC, 80% of them have chronic disease and 50% have, two or more. And in the next, I think it's 10 to 12 years, there's going to be 100 million people on Medicare. And right now, if we don't do something over the next 10 years to get our nation healthier, I don't see how our nation can afford to manage, the population and disease. So, prevention, reversing type 2, getting out exercising. And I know doctors tell people that they should exercise, but they don't tell them what to do or where to go. And that's, one of the many reasons why we founded this project is so that, people can come here, refer in confidence to this directory and find someone that knows about their, aging body and can help them and have more longevity.
Maybe you can help highlight a little bit the specific issues that people that have chronic disease or medical conditions, why is it so important for them to be able to find the right kind of trainer? And also, if you look at it, what happens if they don't find the right trainer?
Sure. Well, I think everyone knows, or I hope everyone knows, that exercise is globally accepted as, like I said, prevention, treatment, rehabilitation of all these, conditions. And when the fitness industry, I guess we've been around for a new industry, maybe 30 years. Most everyone was taught to work with generally healthy people. That's what I was taught at UCI and, American Council on Exercise, many years ago. And, what I find these days is that's not the case. And getting continued education or especially certifications in, Alzheimer's, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, fibromyalgia, heart disease, MS, osteoporosis, stroke, I think is really important for the trainer and important for the consumer, the patient. If you're looking for your parent, to find a trainer who has education or, background or experience working with these populations, so they know how to monitor whatever your heart rate response to exercise, how you should move, how to change your workout based on, if you have MS or Parkinson's and so forth. If you've had joint replacement, how to safely bring you back into activities of daily living. After joint replacement, it seems like that's really popular now. People are getting that done as early in their 40s. You get 8 or 10 PT sessions, and then you're released. And by no means are you ready to go back to activity of daily living or an exercise program. So finding a trainer that has education on working with someone with joint replacement is really important to continue your rehab, if you will, to get you back to, function and, not to re-injure or anything. So I hope that answers.
That's great. I mean, because it is, this is a lot of times these are people that haven't had a lifetime of exercise. And so it's somewhat new to them. And I know that a lot of people I talk to, they say, well, I go to the gym and I have all these machines and I see all these people and I'm intimidated. And then when I go and do things, I don't do it well. And so I think, I really don't fit in here. And then they leave. And then they go away.
You're absolutely right. Most of my clients are like 60 plus. And it's funny, 10 years ago, that was not the age group that was, it's like this is a new generation that are interested in that. And their doctors are telling them to start an exercise program. And these people are internet savvy and they're trying to find someone that understands their aging body. They are intimidated to go into a gym. Men and women alike over 60, they didn't do that. They have no idea what any of that stuff does. They don't want to hurt themselves. A lot of them are maybe not comfortable about their bodies, how they look, and they feel intimidated if there's, younger, fitter people, in there. They walk out the door. And I'd like to see, a place where that they're comfortable and they're confident and they're working with someone who understands them and can show them how all that works and take them safely through a progressive fitness program. And that's something I want to stress is that, when you start a fitness program, the goal is to continue to progress. And a lot of people do the same things over and over again because they don't know what to do. And they don't get any fitter and they don't get any results. And then they get disappointed because they're going to the gym, X amount of times a week and nothing's happening. And so, progressing yourself is really important. And a lot of people have no idea how to do that either.
And it's tough for some people, for most people, to push themselves beyond because they aren't aware of it. I know when I've made my biggest gains in recovery and for fitness, it's because I had a coach or a fitness trainer because they could look at me objectively and give me input that I can't get for myself. And I know other people did the same thing. You get into a rut and a routine of doing what you've always done, and then you don't get results. And after a while, you say, "Is this worth it?" And that's dangerous. Right, yeah. That's very dangerous when you get into your 60s, because once you stop, it becomes very easy to get deconditioned. And then it becomes getting back into it becomes that much more difficult.
Yeah. And then, another important thing to keep in mind, that the fitter and healthier you are, if you do face, a health challenge, whether it be, cancer, a stressful thing, a car accident, if you have a strong base, you're going to probably get through it better than if you're deconditioned, overweight, and sickly, and you have to face a cancer, a car accident, a stressful event, a divorce. It's harder. So when you're fitter, I think you're stronger to get through things as well. And I really stress that to my clients. It's not, so much appearance. It's just how you feel mentally, physically, spiritually, getting through life, and exercise helps.
Okay. Now, Lisa, you seem to have a really good understanding of what baby boomers want in a fitness professional. Could you kind of summarize what that is so that, if you're fitness professionals are listening, get an idea of what kind of things to expect from these baby boomers that are starting to come in their doors?
Well, from the fitness professional, I guess what I expect, is, I look at it as a whole person. Everybody's just not one thing. If someone's a joint replacement, that's not who they are. I mean, they could have pre-diabetes, hypertension, and a bunch of things. So as a fitness professional, I have to be able to have all the tools in my toolkit to take anybody that comes through the door and be able to, work with them. And, as far as the consumer working with the fitness professional, I mean, you should find someone that has a college, degree or a nationally recognized personal training certification, and then they've gone on to do coursework on things that apply to you. The conditions you may face or things that'll, help you, and that they're knowledgeable in that, working with you. And, there should always, I believe in a consultation. You should fill out a health history and an exercise history that should be gone over with. If you're over 50 or, over 25 pounds overweight or have something, you should get a medical release from your doctor before you start. It protects, you and the trainer that you're working with, so they know what recommendations or restrictions, you may have, when to refer back to a physician. When I work with the whole, I'm part of the healthcare, team. I work with the physical therapist, the primary care, the oncologist, the orthopedic surgeon, the chiropractor, the acupuncturist, the physical therapist. So the team approach to healthcare for that individual.
And that team approach really is more and more important, because as people age, they have multiple conditions, multiple issues. They may have, I think the average person over 65 has anywhere from 3 to 5 doctors and takes 5 to 7 medications, and drug interactions. All those things have an impact on the overall, health, fitness, well-being of that person. And not being privy to that information can be detrimental, just because you're uninformed, and you can have people do the wrong kind of exercises, the wrong types of intensity, given what their medications are on or the limitations they have structurally.
Absolutely. And, if someone's on a beta blocker, it's going to keep their heart rate low. So if you're putting someone on a treadmill and they're like, wow, you can't get their heart rate up. Why? And someone can keep pushing them, and they don't realize their medication's keeping their heart rate down on purpose.
Right.
So, knowing all those things. And again, I've worked with all different types of populations and, cancer survivors. And if I work with anyone who's had any lymph nodes removed after breast cancer, they have to wear a compression sleeve on the affected side on their arm so they don't get lymphedema. I mean, there's just a bunch of things that you need to know as a trainer working with, all these people. Again, surgical interventions, what muscles were cut or touched. Again, like you said, the pharmaceutical medications, the side effects, dehydrate you. So you have to make sure when you're working with someone that's taking something that's going to dehydrate them, that they're, drinking lots of fluid through their workout. If you're working with someone with type 1 diabetes, you need to make sure you monitor their blood sugar every 15 minutes through the workout. Make sure they don't go, too low. So there's a bunch of things as a medical fitness professional. We chose Medical Fitness Network, and it's just knowing all these medical conditions and being able to work with someone safely, and again, progress them through a fitness program. No matter what, everyone can progress through a fitness program, wherever they're starting from,
And it's really important that people find qualified people, because you don't want to be the experiment.
No.
And I suffer from AFib, and I've been in and out of it with different times. And there was one period where I was in AFib. The doctor said, here's your, when you work out, make sure that your heart rate doesn't go over 150. You can work out as hard as you want, but once you get there, you want to back off. And I attended a class, and I told the trainer that, that's my condition, I'll stop. And it was a group class. And what happened was the trainer that was there had to get switched out with another trainer who didn't know my situation. And so every time I stopped, the trainer started yelling and calling me out for not continuing to, do the burpees or do the, and
Right.
and it's like, okay, I know my body, I can do a lot of things, but I'm taking my advice of my doctor and monitoring it, and he just, and I said, and afterward I went up to him, I said, have you ever worked with someone with AFib? And she said, no. And I said, okay. So that was a lesson for me.
And that can be very demotivating too, being in a group situation and you being pushed or having asked to do something you're not capable of, and they don't know. And that's very people would probably leave and not want to go back. And that's not good.
Yeah, so that's a personal thing, and then luckily I'm in normal rhythm now and able to do just about everything I want. But that's in the back of my mind. I need to manage that. I need to be responsible for that, and working with whoever I use as a trainer. And a lot of people
I don't. And I require all of my clients to wear a fitness heart rate monitor. I don't care if they're 17 or 82. And I monitor everyone's heart rate response to exercise and how fast they recover as well. So if I have them do something strenuous for 1 to 3 minutes, does their heart rate drop at least 25 beats, as a result? And if they don't, and that continues, I refer to a cardiologist. Something's not right.
Okay. Well, let me go back to the origins of the Medical Fitness Network. What was your inspiration for doing this? Because this is it was a while back, and you look at the number of the millions of people you're touching now. So what was your inspiration for starting the network?
Well, it was a couple. One, I was getting emails from all over the United States asking if there was a trainer like me near them. My daughter has type 1 diabetes. Do you know anybody in Washington, D.C.? My mom's a breast cancer survivor in San Jose. Do you know anyone in San Jose? And it's not like the fitness industry. I can just pick up the phone. I know everybody everywhere. We're just not connected that way. And I kept wondering, where are all these people and why is everyone emailing me? And so I knew that there was a need because Google was pulling me up. And again, I have a business background, so I had an awesome website. But not all trainers are focused on an awesome website or have someone like that. And they may have the education, but Google's not, crawling their website or finding them. And and then my dad had cancer. He passed away last year, but he was in Orlando, Florida, and I'm in California. And I was trying to find him help in Orlando just by getting on the internet or looking at Yelp, because I didn't know how to find a physical therapist or a trainer in Orlando that knows my dad has osteoporosis from his chemo radiation and, his abdominal surgeries. And I, as I don't want to say a kid looking for their parent, but that was the case. I'm looking for my parent in Florida, trying to find him a massage therapist that'll come to the house that knows about lymphedema. It was really hard. There was no screening mechanisms. There was no way for me to find these professionals that had that education. And so, those two reasons really got me thinking about trying to create this registry. And how we started to find everybody and put them on here is that we reached out to all these education companies and schools that taught on these subjects. And we said, we'd like to invite everyone who's taken your diabetes course to this registry because people aren't finding them. Or, your breast cancer course or your prenatal course or your MS course. People aren't finding the people that are taking your courses. They're not putting them on their website. Google's not ranking them. We want to personally invite them to join this registry. And that's how we, started. And we ended up partnering with 50 education companies in the fitness industry, mostly, to try to reach all these people and put them in this directory. So that's where we started. And when you mentioned about the White House Champion of Change, as I'm putting this directory together, I was interviewed by the Huffington Post. They found out about what I was trying to do. And then, my dad was on cancer number 4 last year, and he passed of pancreatic cancer. And about a week later, I got a letter from the White House acknowledging this project that I'm doing as a Champion of Change finalist for trying to make exercise as medicine and creating this registry so that people can find help. So that was a very exciting and acknowledgement of how important this project was.
No, that's very impressive. Now, as much as you've done so far, what are you doing to better serve your community now? I mean, you're not sitting on your laurels. I know that. So what are you doing now that's improving what you're giving people?
Well, what's interesting is that a big hole I saw in all the industries is that maybe there's a course on MS or osteoporosis, but no one then does continuing education on all of these topics. And I found that very fascinating. So a couple years ago, I started a professional educational webinar series so that when a fitness or a chiropractor, acupuncturist, massage therapist joins this registry, I provide them 22 free educational webinars a year on all of those topics, Alzheimer's, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, so that they know the latest since they've taken that course in, 2013 or whatever. And then so I decided, so I started a foundation in June because the network is just a private company. We manage data. We're a membership organization. We screen all these people for the public. So I started the Medical Fitness Education Foundation in June. And the mission of the foundation is to facilitate more education nationwide on all of those topics for each state. And so it's a traveling conference. And there'll be stuff for the community. It's free to come in and learn about, for example, osteoporosis. What do you do in your 40s? What do you do in your 50s? What do you do in your 60s? If you have MS, how do you safely exercise? How do you, stay active longer? And there'll be a professional educational track as well, so that professionals continue to stay educated on this. Physicians will be invited to this conference. They're telling people to exercise. What better way to find out what we're saying about exercise is to attend these and have the industry experts on all of these topics and listen to what we're saying. So they'll be invited as well. So it'll be a mixed audience. There'll be an expo for everybody. And something I'd like to have at all of these events is where people can get a body composition test, resting metabolic rate, a VO2 if they'd like, and kind of see where they are in this, scale and network with all these people.
Well, that's great, because the continuing education is, where you can go and get good information. Another example where my sister was diagnosed with osteoporosis and stenosis, and her doctor said, and her question was, well, when can I go back to exercising? She was doing water aerobics and some other things. He said, oh, you don't want to do that because you might fall and hurt yourself. And so she called me up and said, what do you think? And I said, I would find another doctor.
Right.
which he did, because he was not current on what people can do. He was, and I said, how old is he? And she said, he's in his 60s. And I said, he probably hasn't done a recurring, updated his education on what active adults are doing with osteoporosis and with stenosis. And so she did, and she's doing PT. She's got a corset. She's doing all the things that now will allow her to have an active life, as opposed to, he was just saying, well, just hanging out. And she said, I don't want to do that. I got grandkids to run around. So it's really important that people have a place that they can get that information, because you'd think it'd be available, but as you recognize, there's a void.
It's surprisingly, I just can't believe that as I started this project, it opened my eyes to the void. And I can't believe it. I'm the only one who noticed the void. But you know what? I'm going to do something about it. And, I want to add that I received no compensation from this project. I earn a living as a personal trainer, and I've been donating my time to this project for the last 5 years. And the two doctors, same as well. And, we have some paid staff, but I believe in this project, and there's no one doing this. So I'm thrilled.
Well, when I went to your website, I noticed that you have a very impressive list of fitness and healthcare professionals on your advisory board and industry expert team. Now, these are volunteers. They're giving their time. Yep. So what would attract them to be involved in the Medical Fitness Network?
It's interesting, because between on the network and the foundation, I probably have 50 people on the boards of these. they all feel this project's important. They know I started it because it needed to be done. I wasn't trying to be the next, Facebook.com company trying to figure out how to monetize a void. I was trying to fill a void and do the right thing. And I think they all know that I'm just trying to do the right thing. I need everyone's help. If we're going to elevate the fitness industry and we're going to help our nation's health crisis, and that we all have to pitch in and have a project that way, I think people are very attracted to. And, just my personality, they know I'm caring. I want to do this. And I need everyone to help me. And they all want to help. And it's great. I mean, my website, the Medical Fitness Network, was built by probably 3 different college campuses 5 years ago. And it was probably a $250,000 project. And it didn't cost anything. Everyone pitched in, software engineers, graphic designers. I mean, the attorneys who wrote the privacy and the terms and conditions. Everyone wanted to come together to serve the greater good. And that was my motto. Let's all get together to serve the greater good. And people wanted to.
Well, I guess when you brought it to their attention, just like when it became apparent to me, it's like, wow, there isn't anything out there. And when you have, I'm going to call it, encounters with the medical and health fitness community that leave something to be desired, and more I'm becoming aware of it. People are coming, Phil, where do I go to train? This person did that, and I got hurt, and this one discouraged me. And so I'm saying, well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Then you go back to who are you as a person, what are your goals, and you got to match that up with a program that fits those needs, as opposed to just going to the big box and go for the lowest price and go to a gym and be uninformed, which, it's, but that's kind of what we've been conditioned to. And so seeing someone that actually has information that can help do that is outstanding. One thing I'd like to do is, if someone were to go to your website now and they had a medical condition, how would they use that website to help them? Can you either give some examples or stories?
Yeah. So we have a search for a provider. It's in multiple places, and they could put in their zip code and find someone in their area. And what's great is, if they don't find what they want, say they want a particular gender or someone who speaks a language or whatever, they can fill out a request form and say, hey, I want to work with someone. And this actually happened. I have MS. Or my wife does, excuse me. It was a gentleman. His wife had MS. They lived in North Hollywood, and they wanted a female trainer educated in MS. And they could not find a female trainer in North Hollywood. So I went on my directory, and I found a female trainer on there who had a cancer background. And I asked her if she'd be willing to take an MS specialty certificate program. I have a client for her. But she had to show me proof that she purchased the course and that she would take it. And I connected her with the person with MS. So we'll help find someone for you. And if we can't find anyone in your area, we will see if someone would be willing to get educated on that to take them on as a client. And we have found that people will do that. They'll invest in a $400 or $500 specialty certification if there's someone that needs their help in their area that they didn't know, someone with MS.
Okay, great.
So we really try to help people and put them together.
Well, what type of healthcare providers do you have on there? Because, we talked about trainers, and perhaps nutritionists, but you have a pretty wide spectrum of professionals that are available to people, and they may not know that those. So maybe you could talk about some of the other specialties that you have.
Sure. Well, our name is the Medical Fitness Network, and that's what we started out. And then we learned all these other different providers wanted to be part of this registry because they had background in all those conditions. And we're like, wow, we already bought the name Medical Fitness Network. So how does a massage therapist fit into that?
Right.
Fitness is anything. It's wellness. You could have brain fitness. So we actually have, I think, 9 different categories, acupuncturists, chiropractors, dietitians, nutritionists, health and wellness coaches, massage therapists, mental health professionals, physical therapists, Pilates, yoga are on here. And, sometimes people cross over. There's some fitness professionals that do massage as well. And so some people can be listed under two different categories. Someone could be a nutritionist and a health and wellness coach, or a chiropractor and a nutritionist. So it lists all their education on here, and all their continuing education that speaks to why they're on this registry. What have they done beyond their regular massage therapy? Did they take a lymphedema course, for example? And that's what you'll find on this registry.
And the people that are on the registry are just not people off the street that just want to be in the registry. They actually have to have some qualifications in order to be vetted to be on that registry. Is that correct?
Yes, we've grown this network. It's been by invitation only, and we invite through colleges and schools. People that have taken or gone to that school, if it's a chiropractor, I think there's like 80 chiropractic colleges. So they've gone somewhere that we know, and we have welcome pages for all of these, education companies, colleges, and then that's where people would come through. They have a code. We know it came from that place. And then we have people that review profiles. When people sign up to our registry, we have someone that'll read their bio. They look at all their education, the coursework. We call them, we welcome them, and we go over everything they filled out. We're very proud of this registry, and it's very important to us that when people are on here, we know who they are. We call every single person, believe it or not, who joins this and learn about them. We try to get them featured on social media. We work with 30 nonprofit medical and health organizations, and they all direct to this website for resources like the Arthritis Foundation, Osteoporosis Foundation. They direct people who go to their websites here to find help. And so those are my customers, and I take that very seriously. If people from the Osteoporosis Foundation are going to refer people to my network, that I know who those people are when they join and where they went to school and what they're doing.
Now, your list of people that are on your directory is growing. It's growing quite a bit. What is the benefit for them to be on? I mean, there's a lot of directories, like you mentioned, Yelp and things like that. But why? What's the benefit for a professional to be on your directory?
Sure. Well, they get a full public profile page. They're seen by 30 nonprofit medical and health organizations. They all direct to private welcome pages on our website. And right now, just our website traffic, we get about 15,000 unique visitors a month just through our just normal channels, not through our welcome pages, of people that just find us organically, which is kind of cool. And like I said, we do 22 free educational webinars a year with CECs, and those are valued at like $240, that they get free access to these webinars. They get opportunities to be featured by the Osteoporosis Foundation, Friends of Parkinson's, get interviewed by Beyond Type 1 Diabetes. They can write articles for our blog and say that they're an industry expert on the Medical Fitness Network. Here's an article that was published by us. So it gives them, increases their online exposure, their credibility. They could put on their website, find me on the Medical Fitness Network. We have a graphic that they can place on there. And with the tour starting, the members of this network will get large discounts to attend the tour, because people on this registry, we want them to keep getting education on these topics.
Okay. Wow. That's a pretty compelling offer. So the Medical Fitness Network has come a long way since you started it. So what's next on the horizon?
Medical Fitness TV.
Okay.
Not that I'm not doing enough with my full-time job as a trainer. So Medical Fitness TV will launch next year, and it's going to be a place that the community can go to. It'll be free. And if they, like you said, if they don't want to go into a gym, they're shy, they're embarrassed, they can't afford it. They can watch videos by, all the experts in the fitness industry. If they're a breast cancer survivor and they want to start at home doing some, mat work. We'll have Andrea Leonard from the, founder of the Cancer Exercise Training Institute putting videos up. So that'll be free. Professionals that are part of the network, again, another benefit, will get free access to the TV. They can watch everything from a joint replacement surgery to, well, I think that I'm a geek that way. That'd be interesting to me. To, what's the latest on, Alzheimer's research and prevention. And that, again, will be free to the members of the network. And then we'll have a subscriber base for people that are professionals that aren't members of the network, that are just interested in accessing all of this. And we're going to videotape the tour, all these sessions, and they will be stored on Medical Fitness TV, because not everybody may be able to go on a particular weekend. And we want people to be able to watch these sessions later. And again, it'll be free for the community and the network, and then there'll be a subscriber base to people. And that just pays for the website and for all the work to do this. But mostly, I just really want to help. I just want to help our nation. We're having a health crisis.
Okay, and you've, instead of just complain about it, you've taken massive action and gotten other people to join you in your campaign to educate and inform and then connect the people that need the fitness and health resources with the people that actually can do it.
Yeah, and I've had wonderful sponsors for this. Polar Fitness Heart Rate Monitor was a corporate sponsor last year and made a donation, and we used that money to sponsor 100 fitness professionals to join this registry. And Polar has an advertisement on all their public profiles saying that they were sponsored by Polar Fitness Heart Rate Monitors. And plus they got a bunch of ads on our website. So I'm always looking for people that are looking, that make a fit for this project. They can advertise on any of these websites or be a sponsor of the tour and be part of that. And that helps fund all of this, and it keeps it going and growing.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, if people want to learn more about the Medical Fitness Network or to contact you, where should they go, Lisa?
Well, it's medicalfitnessnetwork.org, and and then that's the medfited.org. That's the foundation where a lot of the education is done. Medicalfitnesstour.org will give you all the dates of the stops of the tour. Again, it's for the community and professionals. Everyone's invited to learn about this. Our goal is to have it travel to all states. And I could be reached at Lisa at medfited.org. So medfited.org.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I want to thank you for you and all the effort you put in and for what the Medical Fitness Network is doing. You've done more than just create a little organization. You've created a platform and a movement that connects millions of people who are seeking a greater quality of life. And you're connecting them with the qualified health and fitness professionals who can provide the services they need. So again, thank you so much for sharing your time, your passion, and your insights.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And if anyone needs any help with anything, feel free to email me.
Great. Have a great day, Lisa.
Thanks, Phil. Bye for now.
Bye.
You've been listening to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, hosted by Phil Ferris. To learn more about the guests or resources on our show today, or to listen to past episodes, go to nevertoolateforfitness.com.